Here's a conversation reflecting on Chapter 9, Returning to the Body.
Okay, let's talk about that deeply ingrained idea of mind over matter. We're always told to just push through, right? To use more willpower.
Right. But the source material we're looking at today, this chapter on returning to the body, it really challenges that.
Yeah.
It suggests that maybe we don't need a new answer.
But a new way of seeing the whole problem.
Exactly. A new way of seeing the body itself. The core argument is that modern life has basically turned the body into this problem to be solved.
Something to discipline or correct.
Or just ignore entirely. And that, inevitably leads to burnout because we're fundamentally misreading what's happening.
So what's the misreading?
We think it's weakness, but the text says your body was the first place truth tried to reach you. All that tension, that exhaustion that doesn't make sense.
That pain without a clear cause.
Yeah. None of that was random. It was information.
Yeah.
An intelligent signal just waiting for you to, listen.
And that explains the frustrating loop so many people are stuck in. You get what's wrong on an intellectual level. You apply all this effort.
Monumental effort.
And then you burn out. And the conclusion you draw is, I guess I just don't have enough discipline.
Yeah, that it's a personal failing. But the source makes a really key distinction here. It's not about instruction, it's about condition.
What do you mean by that?
Well, your body doesn't really respond to commands like try harder or relax. Not on a deep level. It responds to the conditions it's in.
So if my nervous system learned way back when that safety meant I had to be vigilant,
Say by bracing your shoulders or holding your breath.
then just telling myself to push through isn't going to change that underlying setting.
It's like hitting the keyboard harder when your computer's crashing. You're not fixing the root problem. The system is just running on the wrong rules.
Okay, so the source gives us a framework for understanding those rules, this origin triangulation lens.
Yeah, this is so helpful. It says what you feel today isn't just you. It's the lived outcome of three massive forces meeting inside your one body.
So the first is just our shared humanity.
Our design, forged over millions of years. A design for movement and play and rest.
Then there's our individual formation. So our specific childhood, family dynamics, the unspoken rules we learned.
Exactly. The personal adaptations we made. And then the third, which is maybe the biggest driver of stress today, is civilization.
The systems that reward speed and productivity above all else.
Right, at the cost of sensation. That clash between our ancient need for rest and the modern demand for constant output that shows up physically. It's that chronic fatigue, that inability to slow down.
So if the body isn't a problem to fix, what does returning to the body actually mean?
It means restoring a relationship.
Not forcing it into alignment.
Not at all. It's a much quieter, slower process. It's learning to just notice sensation without immediately judging it as good or bad.
Just noticing.
And starting to interpret those signals as information, not as threats. You're basically allowing the body back into the conversation.
And the source is clear. This has to come first. You can't think your way into a state of regulation.
You can't. You can't bypass sensation and expect to feel integrated or grounded. Before you can get to stable creativity or real connection, the body has to feel safe enough to just be present.
And when that happens, when you start treating the body as intelligent instead of defective,
a huge shift happens. Effort actually decreases, clarity increases, and real choice returns. Not because you muscle through, but because the system is no longer bracing for impact. And I think this leads to the most important takeaway. Your body is not resisting your life. It's trying to protect it using these old survival rules it learned a long, long time ago.
Rules that can be updated.
They can, but not through force, through attention and permission and, relationship.
So the final thought for our listeners might be this. What if the goal isn't to become better or stronger, but simply to become more available? Available to sensation, available to the truth your body is already holding. What could happen if you met yourself not with a demand, but with just some genuine curiosity?
Thanks for listening. Before moving on, take a pause and read the next chapter. The conversation for that chapter will be waiting here when you're ready.